We had the opportunity to talk to Paula Ledbetter, whose home was affected by yesterday's tornado that went through the Altamont and St. Elmo areas and elsewhere in Effingham and Fayette counties. And their home was impacted and the area around their home. And we appreciate Paula taking a moment to visit with us. Paula, can you describe the situation yesterday at the time that the storm hit?
There really wasn't much warning. It was kind of nice out, and we got a text message on our phone from my husband's father and said there was a tornado warning, and so we tried to get over to my dad's, and it was just here. It was here and gone, and that just touched down, and we were outside, and so we got the kids in, but it was just here and gone like a split second.
How did it sound?
It was loud, and just in the moment of it all, you just couldn't really, it was intense.
I'll bet it was.
It was.
Nobody injured, though.
No, thank God.
Yeah. And as you already mentioned, not a lot of warning for something like this. Do you have any information about neighbors or anybody? Because I've not heard anything about injuries. Any other damage around here?
No, not really. Just us and our neighbor's house, and I think that was about it out here. Otherwise, there have been no injuries, so we were a lot luckier than our neighbors. But other than that, no, we haven't heard anything bad.
Some damage to the structure, but you're still able to live in it and use it.
Yeah. So that's a great thing. We are still able to live in it and use it, so that's a plus.
It was truly a matter of seconds, not even a minute to react.
And the freight train sound is accurate.
It is accurate, and I mean it is scary because you hear it and you don't have much time to react, and you start to hear things, hitting your home, and just lots of really scary noises.
But thankfully, the home's in good shape.
Yes, and we're grateful because we had 20-some family and friends come that we didn't even call. They just showed up to help us so we could at least get our cars out, and I just truly thank God for family and friends and for His protection.
We had the chance to visit with Jenny Ann Highschmidt. She and her husband Mark are starting to survey the damage that they had on Sunday as the tornado went through St. Elmo. Jenny Ann, the house in pretty good shape?
Yes, we have some roof damage and on the house and the shed, and then we have some structures outside and trees that are damaged, but the house itself is intact, so we're lucky there.
We're glad that nobody got hurt.
Absolutely. My husband was coming home at the time it hit, and he barely made it into the house, or made it into the house as it hit. The dog and I were inside, and I told the dog, Shakespeare, I said, "Shakespeare, we need to go to the basement," and we did. So
good choice.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, you're near St. Elmo Golf Club, in case we're trying to keep people with an idea about where everybody's located. I guess the folks to the west of you had quite a lot of damage, and some of it even came over to visit you.
Absolutely. Their garage and carport was destroyed, and they've had roof damage, and I think they've had some windows damaged in their house. So all in all, I feel we were fortunate. The thing that upsets me the most is our windbreak. We planted those when our kids were little, and there's a lot of memories there, but can't do anything about that. So.
That's right. And they tried to break the wind best they could.
Yeah, yes they did.
My goodness. I know you said, like most people we've talked with today, you didn't have very much reaction time.
No. And I wasn't nervous. I don't know why, but I just told the dog, "Shakespeare, we need to go to the basement." And that's what we did. So
talk about how it sounded.
They always talk about a train, and it was kind of like a train, and it was getting noisy, and the house was vibrating, kind of like you live next to the railroad tracks, and it was kind of vibrating and shaking,
right,
and everything, and that's just what it was.
And didn't last very long.
No,
right?
It was quick. But then the wind was still blowing afterwards, but but there was that big burst of wind and yeah, and then that was pretty much over.
We had the chance to talk with Dee Newberry. You can hear the sound of chainsaws in the background as we visited with his house, which is north of St. Elmo, near St. Elmo Golf Club. Dee, tell us about what was going on at the time the storm visited you.
I wasn't home when the storm came through. I was at work in Effingham. My wife was here. And of course, she called shortly thereafter and said the back garage was gone, and I expected to find the car upside down in the mud on the other side of the street. It's still sitting there.
Took the building off, but the car's still there.
Three-car garage is gone. It's over in my neighbor's yard somewhere. I haven't found it yet. It's unbelievable. It's hop, skipped, and around, and it left the house.
Yeah, your house is in pretty good shape, right?
The house is still standing. Yeah, we slept in it last night. The power company came out. This is a credit for them. They come out yesterday afternoon about 6 o'clock. They set 3 poles, run all the wires, and had this place run at 11 o'clock.
Man, that's remarkable.
Good power. It is remarkable.
Yeah, and we've heard that very few people were without service by this morning, but just very few. So that's mighty good news. You said this was a 3-car garage.
This was a 3-car garage here. Yep, on top
behind
of all
us.
That, gone. Carport covering the entire RV here, gone. That's over across the street too. And the carport that was over the front of this garage here, it actually, we pulled it out to the yard. There was a car under it, and it actually laid over, but it didn't touch the car. Amazing. We had to lift it up to get the car. It was Grandma's car, and we drug it out over the yard there.
Yeah, we visited with Dee after we visited with the Highschmidts, and he was alluding to the neighbor where we might find most of the metal. Wayne, I'm sure, has had pictures on the website of the fact we found your carport, and
it's over there.
Yeah, it's remarkable how these storms seem to sort of pick and choose, because your house is fine, but the garage is gone, and we've seen trees uprooted, but homes fairly intact. And I know that's not the case. We've seen houses where there was damage done too, but remarkably, nobody injured out of all this.
Nobody at all. Grandma was in her basement just down the street, and I was at work in Effingham, and Letha was inside and shaking in her boots, but everything okay. Yeah, by golly.
Obviously, you already had a lot of help. People have been out here already.
Yeah, we've had friends come by and help us clear the driveway so we can get Grandma's car out. And yes, we have. It's been wonderful. Wonderful, the response.
We appreciate the opportunity to visit with you. Thank you.
All right, good. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. That's Dee Newberry.
She was in this room, her bed sat here, and she'd been laying right here. Only went in the house that didn't get broke.
You're mad something.
2 before come through the wall up there.
Gosh. Oh my.
The big tree out here never touched it. Didn't even blow the leaves off the top of this tree here. It should have landed right on this. But, you know.
Time.
Nope. Lord works in mysterious ways, and ain't no doubt in my mind he was here yesterday.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Here, and this was basically the family room. This is where we had Christmas and all that sort of thing. It just obliterated it. Actually, the porch out there is holding this up.
We had a chance to visit with Rusty Boer here at his house west of St. Elmo, just a little bit north off Route 40. Obviously, this was the scene of a lot of damage from the tornado yesterday. And Rusty, as I understand it, no one was home at the time?
No.
Okay.
Wife was at work. I was gone.
Probably just as well.
Well, me and my son was going to be underneath there putting a hot water heater in.
Man.
So it's a good thing we had a squirrel feed yesterday.
Yes, sir. Sounds like it. How'd you find out it had happened? Just when you came home?
I got a phone call. Somebody drove by and they called and said, you better get home because you ain't got much of one left.
Yeah, and as we've tried to describe in the pictures people are seeing as we're doing this interview, it literally lifted it right off the foundation.
Yep.
It's turned at an angle, and it's just remarkable what these things do. Now, I know in addition to your house, the house just to the east, Ina Abendroth's place also had the same thing happen to it. I don't quite know what to say. Do you have plans and place to stay and all that?
Yeah. We've got a lot of family and a lot of friends, and we're good to go.
Okay. And I guess a lot of people been here to help already?
Yep.
You like that?
We moved a bunch of stuff out just to keep the thieves honest. That's what we're doing.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Rusty.
No problem.
You bet. That's Rusty Boer there at his house just west of St. Elmo. I'm Greg Sapp.